Hey, this is Tristan from T&T Bowling, and if you're struggling carrying, hitting the pocket, you can't seem to get your ball reaction right, we're going to show you the video on how to adjust your surface and not leave stuff like this. Stay tuned, and we're going to go over all the surfacing techniques and what's kind of a good way if you're kind of struggling when you start and you need to kind of get your surface right before practice ends. Stay tuned, we're going to show you right away. If you're struggling trying to get your ball to roll, sometimes using a certain type of ball will make a difference kind of what you're running into. So try using the ball you're starting with instead of changing the surface sometimes. Sometimes the surface you already have on the ball, you already know what it's going to do, you know what it's going to pick up, you know how it reacts. So sometimes just finding that ball you want is going to be better, but in some situations you can't grab a different ball because sometimes that ball doesn't work. So you need to make this ball, or a different type of ball, do what you need it to do. So, kind of like the first shot I showed, I'm going to show bowling in a different spot, so maybe trying to adjust, maybe will make a difference. So I'm going to try adjusting on this shot here, and show you kind of what the difference would be if I adjust. To show you, maybe I don't need to change surface, or maybe I need to. So I'm going to make an adjustment. If it doesn't work, then we're going to change surface on it and show you what the effects are on the ball. You can see I threw it a little bit better than the first shot you saw in the intro. So it's getting behind the head pin, still having kind of a little bit of a struggle to get around that corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make another adjustment. I'm going to move a little more to the right, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I'm going to move a little more to the right, and we'll see what happens here. Sometimes surface won't make a huge difference, but if, let's say, you're bowling a really, really heavy amount of oil and you're seeing your ball just slide, and you're like, I can't get it to hook, try getting a really strong ball, or if you can't, and you try the stronger ball and it's too much, try adding a little bit of surface to get it to come a little bit higher so you can carry. Let's try a different ball that's weaker with more surface to show you the difference. So this is the Purple Reactive. And I have really, really rough surface on it. Right now it doesn't look like it because I've thrown a couple of shots with it before. So I'll show you here just how early it rolls. And I'll throw it around the same spot I threw as the last ball. So you can just see right there how much surface will make a huge difference. Counting that ball is designed to be more of a traction style ball, so it's meant to be kind of early, smooth, easy to control. So that ball likes to roll smoother. So it's going to be a little bit early with that anyway, since the rattler is going to be a little bit more angular. So now let's say you're saying, okay, I have something that's a little bit too early. So what would you do? You would either ball down, so let's say you're like, maybe I still need that little extra surface underneath the ball, and you're like, well, maybe I still need something to read better. Maybe you want to try a polished ball. Try that. Or something pearlized. So let's try the Hustle to show you how this is going to roll. To show you what this does. This is going to go a little longer and smoother. We'll show you here. So now you can still see it's still struggling to get in now. So before I had one ball that read really smooth, got to the pocket, carried, and then I threw another ball and it ended up going a little high, and now this one's going too far. So now what we're going to do is Tristan Celio, the one manning the camera right now, we're going to have him come over, throw his track Legion he just got recently.
Latitude, not Legion.
Latitude, sorry, my bad. Latitude. So we're going to have him throw a couple of shots. We're going to make some adjustments to it, show you what the effects are changing the surface, and is it worth for you to change the surface, or leave it, or just grab a stronger ball. So stay tuned and we'll show you the difference. All right, Tristan, come on up here. All right, so this is Tristan's Latitude. He has 15 polish on it right now. He's going to throw a couple of shots. We're going to show you how it rolls, and then we're going to show you adjusting the surface, what you can do to kind of make it a little bit earlier, a little smoother, put a better look to it, and something that will get to the pocket and carry better. All right, so we'll have you throw a couple of shots, and we'll show you what happens. So right there, what could you see that you could improve on ball reaction wise?
Other than my speed?
Yeah.
Well, in any other house I wouldn't be standing right there necessarily. This house just is either really oily or it's really not. The lanes are not Brunswick or AMF, so I don't even know what brand they are, to be honest with you. All I know is it's hit or miss the reaction you're going to get off of it, whether it's going to be good or whether it's going to be acting like a spare ball, sliding to the 10 pin.
All right, so we're going to take this over to the bench. We're going to hit it with like 4,000 and show you the difference in how it rolls. TD Bowling's True Cut Conditioner. This is just a bottle that I put it in. I had a spray bottle lying around, so I just used what I had. This is that purple stuff. I really like it. Works really well. Probably one of the best cleaners I've used. The other stuff doesn't seem like it really gets the oil off as well. It kind of helps really clean it, keeps it tacky, and it works really well. Just remember, if you are on a super dry lane and you add too much surface, sometimes you'll get rollout, or your ball will go right and it won't come back enough since it's used too much energy in the front part. We'll demonstrate that a little bit later after we do this. All right.
Do you think it should be a little bit longer now?
It's going to be a little earlier, a little bit smoother, so you're going to be able to move a little bit left, and you can miss a little to the right and without having worry it not coming back.
Definitely noticed the earlier reaction as soon as I threw the ball. My speed wasn't that much different than the last shot.
And you can tell just a big difference. Just like a little bit of surface makes a huge difference. Polish is big, so if you ever have a ball that's reading too early, polish makes a huge difference. All right, so we're gonna have him throw it again. We're gonna have him move in a little bit, show you just how much shape it really can get. This time we're gonna get more of a angle behind him to show more of the actual round shape of what it's doing and where he's rolling it specifically. Over there kind of shows more of a wide view, so we're gonna show a little bit closer view to get really close to show you what it's physically doing. So now you can really tell it's going too much. So now let's say if we add a little bit less surface or more surface, it's going to get more smooth, more early, and sometimes that can be a little hard to control. So now what you would do is he would end up grabbing, let's say he's like, okay, maybe I like that for a specific condition, and he's like, I need a little smoother shape, something that's not going to read as much. So he's going to leave it that way. So now let's say in weed conditions, you're like, okay, now let's say I need something a little weaker than that. I would go to this. So we're gonna have him throw the raw hammer next and show you what that does. And he's got a 15 polish, I think, on it, is what we put last time. And we'll have him throw it and show you what this does. All right, so we're gonna have him throw his raw hammer. You can see it's super smooth. Comes right to the pocket right where you want it, but it doesn't come up to the point where we need it. So what's happening is, for this kind of condition, sometimes what we were talking about in the beginning is surface is not always your best option. So we saw it at the first ball when we added a little bit of surface, thinking he could move in a little more. It didn't do what we were expecting, where it should have came in a little bit better, a little nicer, since he moved in a little bit. Now with the raw hammer, it's doing about less. It's not coming into the pocket. So essentially what we're gonna have him do now, throw to the same spot, but we're gonna have him move a little to the right and have the ball start sooner right and come in a little higher. So we're gonna try that first. All right, so he's gonna grab his ball, the raw hammer.
What do you think I should do now?
Move a little to the right. I would move 2, 3 boards right, and then 2 to 3 maybe at the arrows. So he got it a little bit inside, but it didn't look too bad. So what we'll do is I'll have you reset it again, and then we'll throw another shot. What did you think on that reaction?
I think I f***ed up. I think it happened.
All right.
Very similar reaction, except it just went a little longer.
So let's try another one, see if we can get it a little more to the right, and then we'll see what happens this time. You can see he's getting really close to where he wants it. It's not coming up right. So essentially what we could do is we could add more surface, so we could smoothen it a little bit, get it to go a little bit longer, and then add polish on it. So right now he has 15 polish. We could do like a 3000 polish, get it to be a little bit smoother, a little longer. So we might try that in a second to show you what this does. Yeah, so we can tell just from that it's super early. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull it over to the table and we're gonna hit it with some surface, just smoothing it a little more, and then we're gonna end up doing the surface we need. All right, so now I have Storm Reactor Gloss here. I've got 5000D, so we're gonna put a 4000 polish on it, and we'll go from there and show you what it does.
It smells like berries.
Alright, so we'll do this, we'll flip it over, do the other side. So essentially what we're trying to do is, we're trying to get it cleaner through the front part of the lane and not read so early. You can see it really started to pick up way too early and started to turn. Sometimes it just can be the lane condition. We are on a used house condition, so it is pretty dry down the middle. So it's hooking quite a bit. So this ball, we're trying to get it to be smoother, easier to control in some of those conditions where all his other stuff is already hooking a ton, and we don't need more hook. We need to get through the fronts. We need to just round that corner without being too responsive to the back. But still push and be super smooth still. He still wants that little extra kick, so that's why we're polishing it. But it'll definitely help with the length and get a little bit of a kick. So this will definitely help. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to hit it with the Reactor Gloss, Reactor Shine from Storm.
He just loves to rub other people's balls.
Alright, now we're back. we just finished this raw hammer. What we're going to do is we're now going to have him throw the ball, show you what it does, and we'll go from there. Stay tuned, we'll have him throw it shortly. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to have him throw his ball now and show you what it does. Stay tuned, we'll have him throw it. You can see right there it's a lot smoother, really blendy, not real super snappy at the back, but that's what we want. You can see right there it stored a little bit more energy, rolled a little bit cleaner through the fronts, and it allowed it to hook through the back so it could do what it needed to do. So what we're going to do is, this time what we're going to do, we're going to have to come up the back a little more. We're going to have him throw it just a little bit outside of here more. We'll move his feet a little to the right. We're going to see if we can play the outside more. You can see a lot more difference. It read a little bit later, a little bit smoother. It wasn't as early. You can see it looks a little bit better, a little smoother, still a little high. You might have missed in just a little bit, but you can see how much better of a ball that is. Yeah, you can see he's in a little bit inside, but you can tell the ball is way better, a lot more smooth. It gets to where we need it, and it looks good. So now we're gonna bowl a couple of games, get some footage, kind of show you us bowling there. And then we'll kind of show you if we do any changes in between what effects we're causing. Alright, so stay tuned. We're going to bowl a couple of games to show you kind of what's going on with the ball reaction. Alright, so those are our scores up there. Tristan Celio's on the right, I'm on the left. It shows doing that surface really made a difference for him. He was shooting around 170, 180 consistently. Just even having the right ball in your hand makes a big difference. Like I was having trouble just even shooting over a 170, and he was doing great for what these conditions are. So making that surface change and having the right ball in your hand is going to make a huge difference. Thanks for watching. I'll have another video out shortly, going over different stuff. But we'll have another video out shortly. We'll do little short clips in our Instagram page too as well. We'll start doing more. At some point coming up, we want to try to do a ball review and possibly do a ball giveaway. We're going to find some stuff, figure out what we want to do, put some stuff in the comments, maybe what we want to give away. Just let us know and what ball we should review, and we'll see you next time.